This is part 11 of our math. Let's review. That's factoring expressions with higher powers. So the instruction here is to factor completely. So in this case, we always start asking ourselves if there is something common that we can factor among all the terms in the given. So we have x cubed and plus 3x squared plus 2x. So is there something common among the three terms? The answer is yes, there is the x. X is common in all the three terms. So to check the factors, x cubed divided by x, that's x squared. 3x squared divided by x is x, that's 3x. And 2x divided by x is 2. Next, we check the second factor. So we have now x times x squared plus 3x plus 2. So we check, can we still factor the trinomial? So yes, we can still factor. So the factors would be, we have x in x, factors of x squared, factors of 2, that gives you a sum of 3. So there's no other set of factors. There's only 1 in 2. So since the second and the third term are both plus or positive, then we'll be using the plus sign. So the complete factor of x cubed plus 3x squared plus 2x are x times x plus 1 times x plus 2. So we moved on to our next number, factors of 2b squared in 2. Is there a common factor? Yes, there is a common factor, and that is 2. So we take out 2. So 2b squared divided by 2 is b squared, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. And we have to write 2 there. Factors of b squared, that would be b and b. So this is difference of 2 squares, so that will be b minus 1 times b plus 1. Okay, so the factors of 2b squared minus 2 are 2 times b minus 1 times b plus 1. Next, we have a cubed minus 9a squared plus 14a. Is there a common factor among all the three terms? Yes, there's the a. So take out the a as a common factor. A cubed divided by a, that's a squared, minus 9a squared divided by a. So we have 9a. And 14a divided by a is 14. Next, check the second factor, the trinomial, a squared minus 9a plus 14. Is it factorable? Is there a factor of 14 that gives you a sum of 9? Yes. So there are two sets of factors only for 14. That's 1 and 14, and 7 and 2. So we can still factor that out. So factors of a squared, that's a and a. Factors of 14, that's 2 and 7. And since the last term is a plus sign, so both will have the same sign, but the middle term is a minus. That would mean that we will have a minus 2 and a minus 7. So the factors of a cubed minus 9a squared plus 14a, the complete factors are a minus 2, and a minus 7. Number 4. the fourth minus 2n cubed minus 3n squared. So is there a common factor? Yes, n squared is a common factor, so you have to take that out. N to the fourth divided by n squared is n squared. 2n cubed divided by n squared is 2n minus 3n squared divided by n squared is 3. So is n squared minus 2n minus 3 factorable? Is there a factor of negative 3 that gives you a difference of 2? Yes. So you can factor. Uh, so if you're not sure with our factors, so we'll just have to create the parentheses. So factors of n squared are n and n. Factors of 3, we have 1 and 3. So the last term, you have a minus sign. That would mean the signs would be different, two different signs. And since the middle term is negative, then we give the minus sign to the larger number, which is 3, and 1 will have a plus sign. So the factors of n to the fourth minus 2n cubed minus 3n squared are n squared, n plus 1, and n minus 3. Next, number 5. You have 7x squared, negative 7x squared plus 21x minus 14. Okay, so this one, check first. Is there something common among all the three? There's none. So, with a variable. But with the numbers 7, 21, and 14, is there something common? Yes, 7 is something common, but I want to take out the negative there, so I will have to take the negative 7 so that my x squared will become negative. So 7, negative 7x squared divided by 7 is x squared. And 21x divided by negative 21 is minus 3x. And negative 14 divided by negative 7 is positive 2. So negative 7, um, you have factors of x squared, you have x and x. Factors of 2, you have 1 and 2. It's easier to do. And the last term is positive, so both will have the same signs, but the middle term is negative. It means that we will be using minus sign. So the factors of negative 7x squared plus 21x minus 14 are negative 7, x minus 1, and x minus 2. Number 6, you have negative x cubed plus 4x. X is a common factor, but I want to take the negative, so I will have to make that negative x so that the quotient of negative x cubed and negative x will be positive, which is x squared. And 4x divided by negative x is minus 4. So if you are going to look at the uh, second factor, it will tell us that we have a difference of 2 squares. So we can factor further. So negative x times x minus 2 and x plus 2. So the factors of negative x cubed plus 4x are negative x times x minus 2 times x plus 2. We have 36x squared y minus 64y. So 4 is a common factor between 36 and 64. Y is also a common factor. 36 divided by 4 is 9. And you have x squared minus 64 divided by 4 is 16. And we can still factor 9x squared, so you copy for y. And we have a difference of two squares, so we have 3x minus 4 and 3x plus 4. So we move to the next number. 3cd squared plus 12cd plus 12c. So we have 3. We'll just write it down because it will not fit. 3 is a common factor, and also c. So we have d squared plus 4d plus 4. And we have a trinomial, and that's a perfect square trinomial, and you can factor it as d plus 2 and d plus 2. So the factors of 3c d squared plus 12cd plus 12c are 3c squared, d plus 2, and d plus 2. Actually, we can write it as 3c squared and the square of d plus 2. So that's another way of writing the factors d plus 2 since they are exactly the same. Next we have 3b squared plus 12b plus 63. So 3 is a common factor. So we have now b squared plus 4b minus 21. So we now think of factors of 21. It gives a difference of 4. So there are only two sets of factors of 21. That's 21 and 1 and 7 and 3. So we're close with 7 and 3. So we have 7 and 3 because 7 minus 3 is 4. So take note that's minus sign, so both factors will have opposite symbols or opposite operations, but we have the plus sign here in the middle term. It means that we are going to give it to the larger number. So the factors of 3b squared plus 12b minus 63 are 3, b plus 7, and b minus 3. So next, number 10, factors of 2x cubed minus 6x squared plus 4x. So we have 2 and x is the common factor. 2x cubed divided by 2x. So we have x squared. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So minus 3. And x squared divided by x is x plus 2. So we can factor the second factor there because that's a trinomial and it's factorable. So we have x minus 1 and x plus 1. No, x plus 2. So why do we use minus? Because the last term is positive, negative 1, and negative 2 is positive 2. Negative 1 plus negative 2 is negative 3. So the factors of 2x cubed minus 6x squared plus 4x are 2x, x minus 1, and x minus 2. So next, we have the factors of 3x to the fourth plus 18k squared cubed minus 24k squared. So that would be negative 3 and k squared. So we have k squared minus 6k plus 24. So 8. So factors of 4, that gives you a sum of 6. So that will give us k minus 2 and k minus 4. So why did we use minus and minus? Because the last term is positive, so it means we will have the same operation, and the middle term is minus, so we'll have minus. We'll be using minus for both. Next is number 12, so we'll be using number 12, the common factor, that will be 8. So I want to take out the negative. So negative 8, z is also common. So we take out negative 8z. So we have y squared plus 5y minus 6. Factors of 6, that gives a difference of 5. So that's 6 and 1. So negative 8z and y minus 1 and y plus 6. So that will give us y minus and plus, because the last term is minus, and we give the larger factor with a plus sign. So the factors of negative 8y squared z minus 40yz plus 48z are negative 8z, y minus 1, and y plus 6. So that would be part 11 of our math that review factor expressions with higher powers. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell notification to get updated for upcoming videos. Thank you so much and have a good day.